Here comes my brutally honest advice for hard days.
Are you ready to shine? Come on, it's the shiny one. You got this.
Welcome to the Shiny Minds Show with Dr. Shiny. I am coming very raw and real to you today because sometimes that's exactly what we need. We have painful days, we have challenges, we have lemons without a lemonade, and a day of a painful life. I wanted to share three very simple yet super powerful strategies, mental principles for you to embody as you move through your hard days. And I truly hope that these strategies are going to help you. Here comes the first one. Stop fighting with reality. We have some very hard days, like a reality check in our life. We don't want to accept it. We want to sweep it under the carpet. We don't want to believe that this is what we deserve because we believe that we deserve better. We believe that we're going to have easy days. We are going to experience joy and abundance and fulfillment and freedom and happiness and all the powerful and good emotions in our life because we deserve it. You know the feeling. And still, it's a fact of life. We are going to have painful days and life is going to suck sometimes. It's just a reality check. There is no running away from it. There is no escaping from this hard truth. And because of that, I want to share this strategy with you. It's not even a strategy, it's a brutally honest advice. As the producer of the Shiny Minds show, as somebody who really truly believes in creating enlightenment, empowerment, and positive energy in this planet Earth, I always want to talk about positive stuff. I always want to be the light bringer, the good news channel, the person who always talks about hope and light at the end of the tunnel. And yet I'm very aware that we got to talk about the hard stuff and how to turn lemons into lemonades. So today is that day. And the very first step for us to begin is to accept our reality. Let's just stop fighting with reality. That's where the defenses arise. That's where the denials arise. That's where the frictions happen. And also the doubt, the fear comes up when we don't accept our reality, when we try to change it, fix it, control it. Guess what? It takes over and we become the end result of it. We become powerless because now it is controlling us. We are not controlling it. Now we are reacting and not responding. Now we are controlled, not empowered. That's why that is the first step, to accept where we are, to see, okay, oh, we have to pay this bill, thousands of dollars. That is what I have to go through to take back power of my life, of my health. I have to go through this breakup phase so that I can become one within myself. Okay, I have to let go of this person in my life. I know he was a good friend. She was a good friend, but I have to accept my own self-worth. I now need to step into another phase of my life by being let go from this corporate position, this job that I loved so much. But life is offering me a new opportunity, and I am going to find out what is good in it. Those are the mindset shifts that we need to embody in order to move from fear to faith. And that is why it begins with acceptance. Step number 2, let your why become the reframing power of the how. Let me elaborate. When you have a deep reason to turn things around, to turn fear into faith, to turn challenge into opportunity, to turn pain into strength, you got to have a big reason why. Your why will always have the power to transform things. That's why it becomes the reframing tool. Why becomes the reframing tool? And it gives you all kinds of different perspectives that you can reframe the how. The how's like, I don't know how. Well, tap into your why. The how becomes, well, I don't know where to begin. Tap into your why. The how is, I am stuck. I feel drained. I don't have energy. I don't have power. I don't have clarity. Well, tap into your why. Why is always your fuel, your inner fuel. And that is going to be your coding, your blueprint in your personality, in your skill set to turn challenges, to turn fear into fate. Think about it. When you are left with no choice, what are you going to do? Are you just going to give up? Are you just going to stop living? No, you won't. You need to find the joy again. You need to have the reason to feel alive again. You want hope. You need hope. We need hope. And that hope is that light I'm talking about, that cosmic light that we all have within as the shining light I'm talking about in my Shiny Minds show, because I always needed that light. I always needed that power within. I had days and challenges where I felt so alone, so defeated, so hopeless, helpless. I actually questioned everything to the core of my being. What am I doing? Where am I going? Why? Why am I doing this? And I always went back to the reason why, because there is a part of you which is so vulnerable, which is so real, which is so raw and real within yourself. When you keep going back to that part of you, when you keep nurturing that part of you, when you keep talking to that part of you grows mature with you, grows old, grows in you, develops and blossoms inside of you. It becomes your friend inside of you. It starts giving you ideas and voices and guidance within you. Then you suddenly realize you're not alone because you have cultivated different parts of you within yourself. You thought that you were just by yourself. But all of these years, every time you had a problem, you turned within and then you found that part of you that needed nurturing, that needed parenting, that needed your love. That part of you that was your unmet need, that was your expectation that was never realized. That was your dream that you couldn't really pursue. That was your emotion, your wildest imagination that you never believed that you could. And then you always went back to that part, and that part of you became a new you. That is what I'm talking about. That is the why within that you want to cultivate. Number 3, start tapping into your inner architect. What do I mean by that? We live in the cosmic reality of architecting our everyday life. You have the power. You chose everything. Up until now, look at all your life and contemplate on every single decision that you made that brought you where you are today. See everything interconnecting. All the people in your life, the patterns of people, the patterns of locations that you lived, the patterns of the jobs that you worked at, the patterns of the emotions that you felt, even the patterns of your dreams. Everything is interconnected. Everything is something that you knowingly or unknowingly, unconsciously chose. You have chosen everything. This is your life. You architected this reality. And that's why you always want to go back to that power that you have within. You are going to make it a conscious choice now. Every time life throws lemons at you, you're going to remember that you have your inner power to architect everything, even if it requires just to scratch everything, just to crush your soul with pain. and sit with the suffering and accept your reality and then question everything so that you could just rise from your ashes. Perhaps this is what you needed. Perhaps that's why life was challenging you, because there was always a next level inside of you. Think about it. The logic is there, the math is there. If you're never challenged, how will you know that you have the strength within you to rise up? If you are never challenged, if you are never facing obstacles, barriers, how will you know that you can overcome that? Well, you will have opinions, you will have ideas, but they will never become your reality. You will never know the truth within you, the self confidence within you, because you have never experienced it. Versus if life pushes that to your reality for you to overcome that challenge, then you will have to do something about it. And because you have done something about it, then you will have that experience in your bones. And that is going to remind you who you are. And that's why you want to always come back and start tapping into your inner architect. So these are my 3-step advice for you as a brutally honest advice that I can give from my own life experience, from how I have overcome challenges in my life, and how I always tap into whenever I need to overcome challenges in my life. I hope it helped. I hope it landed somewhere that you needed to hear that can empower you, because that was my intention. Thank you for watching and keep your light shining.
Go galactic. Go galactic. Go galactic. Then you're in the right place.